Cradle, The Rise of the Chosen, Chapter 12, Part 2.
Aki, the lead one began. Suluki, Monchio, cut the crap, what do you want? Takuma demanded. Aki, Yui Olo, Hijiti, Ditnu, Kojojai, Sienti, Pohira. I speak. We have come because 3 holy plagues have come through your village, the Volcaman spoke. Yeah, well. Takuma's heart was racing despite his words. Yunhi, Gyo, Hunti, Ri, Niotnoti, Okioli. There is famine, floods, and finally disease, the Volcaman informed. Sirku, Juni, Utio, Jinti, Uyoi, Siputi, Vereti, Mintul, Jikonjind. Governor, it is you and only you who can appeal to the Father to stop these plagues. Takuma found it odd that they called him governor when this was his title or had been in the capital. He wondered what the reason, if any, for the carryover. Aki, Diluto, Uyenuti, Nijuti. I speak. Whatever you choose, we will abide. Takuma looked over the stragglers in the crowd and then at the fascination on his wife's face. Her eyes were transfixed upon the Volcaman and he completely understood, but his mind was at capacity now. He felt anger and horror for what the Pahira did to him, but also sorrow. The kids didn't try to kill him. Kudos was there till he couldn't be, and that was understood between the 2 comrades. However, the pain they put him through and the pain he still felt. Siokchi, I'll save them, Takuma answered and almost spit the taste from his mouth afterwards. The 3 Volcamen bowed in unison, as they do, and stayed for a moment to show respect. Then they stood upright. Aki, Sotulo, Uioli, Jintuili. I speak, Queen. We must take your husband. Takuma turned to Gianoa and smiled. I won't kiss you until it's to bond us, he said and smiled again. Aioi Lopi, I'll be back soon. The Volcaman in the forefront walked slowly to Takuma, who still got the chills, and raised his right hand with his index finger out and touched the young groom between the eyes. And the metallic hum rumbled deeper in his bones this time, and everything turned to white. They sprang back into existence in a shaded forest spread where the Nolti were everywhere even during this early afternoon. The Volcaman started walking east, and the foremost one waved a long, slow arm for Takuma to follow. They seemed to glide through the forest for several moments and then stopped at the crest of a wooded hill overlooking a small village with a hut in the center, with a stacked chimney spouting black smoke. Aki, Pt2, Unity, Ninimoli, Rodria. I speak. This is the village of the blessed Rodria. Punti, Hijikfi, Yaya, Pohira, Nuti, Rodria, Komintom, Hinji Puti Fitu, Jinjima. If you fail to bless your village, the Rodria will perish. The fate of Cradle will be in peril. Yiloti, Rizio, Hunjiot, Kioli, Jikju2, Niot, Suli, Ayuti. These Rodria have the distinct ability to transmit power to our holy heroes. Aki, Yiloti, Nuni. I speak. They must be saved. At that moment, a flood of 4.5-foot tall adult-looking children came out of their houses. They all had white fuzzy singets and some wore bright and shining gold jewelry. Their smiles, even viewing them from afar on the hill, was infectious. Takuma got a mysterious vibe from them in this whole damp forest setting. Aki, Munti, no, Naitikuma. I speak. Few know of their existence. Poji Tom Aikoi, Hijimki. Where they came from is a holy place. Aioli, Kwiti, Yatai. I would perish if I described it to you. Sinju, come. The Volcaman touched between Takuma's eyes again, and they arrived on the beach of a very small and rocky island in what looked like the near Nia Atlantic. They walked to the center of the island in quietness. The walk took 30 minutes, but thankfully there wasn't much scrubs or mud and nasty insects you'd find in the mainland forest. They came to an unassuming boulder in a clearing, and the Volcaman in the forefront wasted no time pressing the the indentation on the top of the large rock. It was hard to miss. The sky above opened up, spectacularly large and wide, a perfect circle revealing a bustling civilization where the golden rays were pristine. The landscape was bright and glowing. The grasses shimmered like blue glass, and the sky was speckled with glowing daytime stars, and not their own sun. The clouds emitted iridescent and cascading light reactions to the atmosphere, and the vehicles the citizens rode in were awe-inspiring, but how intricate and material work on them were. The metal looked like jewels, and the windows like silver, gold, or emerald film. Aki, Dijua, Poria, Jontinunu, Hami. I speak. If your village falls, we lose their help. Bintuelai, Ujintul, Ifu, Muli. Also, if we lose, their fall will be a tremendous calamity. The Volcaman waved his hand over the stone, and the sky portal closed in an instant, and then it turned to him and placed a finger in between Takuma's Itariyama. White flash and that vertical sensation. They appeared inside an amber and white-lit amazing space. There were golden panels of glowing gold glass like such mirrors you'd never seen. There was scrolling languages and maths all up and down these panels. In between in various areas were tables with stacked onyx books and tablets of stone. Some were glass electronics, such as the screens were in modern cities of Cradle, but these were bigger. And above all this supposed knowledge was a clear glass dome with a view of a navy blue sky that was also filled with stars and what seemed to be air or starships. The patrons of the library wore gold pit educational robes, and most of them were like the people of Cradle, brown or yellow skin with curly black or brown hair and either brown or green eyes. The Volcaman turned to Takuma. Aki, Ponjuri, Yabiba, Kolmi Tolmur. I speak. This is the library of the Central Realm. Galuku, Ayetui Hunti, Minyo. The library holds a vast amount of knowledge. Tijukam, Jintutili, Sori, Pohira, Freely, Hutujai, Wihiltui, Fukjoy. It goes without saying that if your village is obliterated, our connection to this vital source will be cut off. Understood, Takuma answered. Aki, Yotol, Utili, Urijuai, Podia, Dujimi. I speak. You have to leave for your village tomorrow and save it. Tuminu. Understood, Takuma responded. The Volcaman bowed and held it for a longer time, and then stood and paused before transporting them again. It was looking at his Itrayama as if something had changed and made Takuma want to look in a mirror, and before he knew it, the Volcaman touched between his eyes and everything went white.